Mr. Speaker, for years, Republican Congress sat idly by while we spent billions of dollars in Iraq and lost thousands of lives. No questions asked. Now Republicans are starting to get nervous with the lack of results. On Monday, Senator Lugar said President Bush's plan to escalate the war in Iraq has very limited prospects for success and called on President Bush to begin to reduce U.S. forces. It's exactly what Democrats have been saying. Starting in July, we will put the administration and the Republicans to the test. A new direction in Iraq, or more of the same of the present course. Vote after vote.
Mr. Speaker, over a two-day period this week, two influential Republican senators came forward urging that we begin to pull our troops out of Iraq. Rather than seriously listening to these opinions, however, the White House, through its spokesman Tony Snow, said yesterday that he hoped members of Congress would give their Baghdad security plan, quote, a chance to unfold. Is Tony Snow serious? How long does he expect congressional Republicans to continue to blindly support the administration's failed policy? After all, it was the president who said earlier this year that we should see significant improvements by September.
For months now, Democrats have stood united in our commitment to forge a new direction in Iraq, but our efforts have received very little support from congressional Republicans. Well, it appears that is beginning to change. Earlier this week, one of the most respected members of the Republican Party on International Affairs, Senator Richard Lugar, said that we must recalibrate our strategy in Iraq to fit our domestic political conditions and broader needs of national security. And then yesterday, Senator Voinovich said he doesn't believe the Iraqis are going to get it until they know we're leaving. Well, Mr. Speaker, both Senator Lugar and Senator Voinovich's comments are a blow to the White House and serve as yet another example of longtime supporters of the President's Iraq policy believing we are long overdue for a new direction. It's time for congressional Republicans to face the reality and join us in dramatically changing course in Iraq.
Denying troops the rest they need is another irresponsible move in a long line of policies that show a complete disregard for the well-being of our troops, such as being at war without adequate armor, being forced to complete multiple deployments, and when wounded, being subjected to a bureaucratic mess such as Walter Reed. Mr. Speaker, I've only been in Congress since January, yet this week I made my sixth call to the spouse of a wounded and killed soldier in this war. I'm tired of this war. My constituents are tired of this war. The American people are tired of this war. It's time to put the health and well-being of our troops first. It's time to bring them home. Thank you, and I yield back the balance of my time.
What purpose the gentlelady from Texas, Ms. Granger?
We have a moral obligation to bring this madness to an end. Nothing good can come out of this war. It is destroying Iraq and it is destroying the very soul of our nation. As members of Congress, we must find a way to stop it and stop it now. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield back the balance of my time.